Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan McGee and welcome to the shooting show. Hopefully
the younger of the two. His name.
I can't remember. A good gamble. I think I could guess.
Probably could.
That was brilliant. I've not seen that.
Stomps on the last show that I was on.
I've donated Simon's funds to us getting the shooting. We haven't sort of asked him, but as far as he's concerned, he's very happy with the idea. Yeah, it's the issue with them.
Badger. He was apparently just behind her at Liz's funeral.
Be right. Shooting sportsman hits like massive numbers of people.
Brett's going to pick ours.
Up 6, down 4.
Thank you.
I got to buy them.
What's everybody prefer?
Yeah, that'll be alright, won't it?
Yeah, number 2. Yeah, two's fine. Yeah.
Everybody happy?
Yeah.
Right,
Always
that's,
happy.
you're live on your pegs.
What are you?
Just when you're over here shooting, just make sure scooting.
So there's no whistle to start the drive.
No, you're live on your
Live on
pegs.
your peg.
Yeah, cockbirds knocking about, and there's 2,500 that were early birds. The hens this year are going to be worth
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Alright.
Because we've been quoted eggs from France at 65 pence. You can imagine what's happened this year with everything, so it's going to be worse next year. So,
Yeah.
so at the minute we're just trying to.
So if we book the same day next year, we can guarantee you've got birds.
Perfect. We'll have birds because we're going. I can do it on my own.
Yeah. It's the way it's got to go, though, isn't it?
needs to do it.
Yeah. Why guarantee that you've got a better product?
Yeah.
And we can always guarantee the weather as well.
Well, we'll have a good day. I'll do the best I can. Try and get what I can over you. Enjoy it, okay?
Thank you.
We've got a bit of a trek, so you have to follow me in a minute.
Avoid on a big hill, that's all of Wales.
Field here, obviously that wood.
Yeah.
Next field over
Oh,
there.
nice. Yeah. Okay.
And then
Brilliant.
6 in this one.
Yeah.
It's 10 of you, isn't it?
Yeah. No, 8.
8.
Only 8 of us shooting. Yeah.
4 there then.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah,
Pigeons?
So 10.
After the partridge. I do love these little cartridges. Look at them.
Thank you.
They're so good, aren't they? There you go. 50 in my pocket.
Part of our extra gift
Right.
for the sheep times you get left.
There's a pheasant.
100%.
You want them wrapping up around the side?
Facing that edge, I'll come round with you up there.
Okay.
I'll sort these out.
Come round and place it out. But if that's number 5,
6.
then I would have thought 6 somewhere around here.
Yeah. Okay.
7 and 8 a bit further round.
So there, you see a lot of those have smaller tails. They're probably birds from early on in the season. Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan McGee and welcome to the shooting show. Today we're in Corwen in North Wales and we're going to be shooting a small boar. So I've got a 410, a small boar partridge day. There might be the occasional pheasant, but predominantly partridge, predominantly small bores. So thanks for joining us, and let's see how we get on. So the gun which I'm absolutely ecstatic to be using today is a Holland scaled action 410 Royal. This is a gun which you grow up dreaming about, and luckily one of my friends is shooting with me today, and he's been so good enough to actually give me this gun to try for a couple of drives. So cannot wait to see how it performs. Really excited. But I mean, look at that. You are physically not going to get a better example of British craftsmanship and British engineering in one piece. Look at that. Beautiful. So what's actually happening now is the beaters have pushed this cover crop into the woods. There's a team on that side, a team on this side. And I'll say we're number 6, so they're basically pushing the birds towards us. Now you can see them lifting in the corner here, so hopefully we might get another shot. Here we go. Oh, a bit further around. So that was a good flurry of birds just came out there. The chap who's number 8 managed to shoot one. But again, there's a lot of birds in there, and hopefully we're going to start seeing some flicking over. Here we go. Here's a good partridge. Oh! Thanks, mate! Did you see how far with? I'm going to have to give up shooting now. I'm never going to be able to match that. So they're actually flushing some quite nice pheasants. You can't really tell from where we are, but we're a good sort of 45 yards further up the valley than the rest of the guns down there. And these birds, these pheasants are coming over really, really nicely. So obviously it's quite early on the season, start of October. They're not quite ready to be shot yet. We've been told that we can shoot some of the longer tailed birds from last year if we want to, but again, predominantly it is a small bore partridge day, so there is the possibility of later on that we might get a chance to have a bit of a pheasant drive with some of the older birds from last year, because the keeper knows exactly where they're going to be. But again, they're pushing some good partridge out. We had an absolute cracker of a bird up over those trees, which I do hope we got on camera. But again, with a 410 these days are so much fun. You don't need a lot of shooting, and you really have to challenge yourself. But it looks like the beaters are coming to the end of the line now, so we'll see how we get on. There was a good few birds came over, so everyone's happy. 18 gram 5s, can't go wrong. That one might be a bit low. End of the first drive, had 4 shots. Ely extra long, because everyone always asks me, but Ely extra long, 18 gram 5s. I like to use a 5. We are in Wales, some of these partridge are going to be higher than we'd normally shoot, so a 5's quite nice. Still using lead. Most people know this, but the alternatives for small bores with a non-lead, non-toxic are quite hard to come by. We've started loading tungsten, and there's a few other bismuth alternatives out there, but you know, people are working on these alternatives, so don't worry about it, they will be coming. But again, end of the first drive, that was great, shot some absolute crackers. I could go home now. Gun is unreal, so we're going to go and help the keepers pick up.
Yeah, the best shots are there.
That's the poison that you just received. That 5-year-old slow gin is like...
My skills are terrible. Do you go slightly down so you're in line with the uphill? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Until you get over that brow at the top.
So on the second drive, we've just marched up the hill. We've got a big sort of like old oaky scrubland, bracken, and a big cover crop on the top. And the white grass down here, I know historically that holds like all sorts of snipe and woodcock. We're probably not going to shoot woodcock, but if there's a snipe come out, we'll probably have a go at that. I'm peg number 8. Our host today's just marched up the hill. The beaters are a good 500 yards up the hill. And I say, fingers crossed we might get some shooting, but I'm peg number 8. Most of the birds are going to go down the hill. using my little 410, the Holland & Holland Royal over and under. It's an absolute privilege. I cannot tell you how excited I am to use this. And that's the premise of these little days, which we're hoping to showcase to you. We're going to be using some cool guns, some different days, hopefully some game cooking in the field, just showcasing the very best of shooting here in the UK, and not these massive days, not the super high birds, but you know, the diversity, which, you know, I'm sorry, but the UK is the only place in the world you can do what we do here. So fingers crossed we'll get some more shooting and we can show you a bit of it. So what's happening at the moment is, obviously we've got a bit of an L shape on the gun line. There's a big steep bank. There's obviously a lot of birds in there. We've got flaggers on this side to stop them breaking out this way. I'm the top gun, and the idea is that they're going to push the partridge down out of this, and then hopefully they'll pick up and fly over the guns that way.
I want to know that when I pull that trigger, that bird is going to.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
It's going to drop straight off.
Yeah. It's got all sorts. I wasn't expecting that. That's the opening sequence sorted. Yeah. Slow motion.
So today we are at the Corwen shoot in North Wales. We've brought a load of people together to come and experience a 410 driven day. There's a couple of guys who are using 28 bores, but these small bore days are the days that I'm so passionate about. But I just wanted to show you, and this is why I like doing these sort of days, is because I do get the chance to use some absolutely exceptional craftsmanship. It's empty. This is a 410, one of my favourite gauges to shoot. This gun has taken thousands and thousands of hours of craftsmanship. It's all bespoke, it's all hand engraved, hand finished. It's essentially the best of British. It's an absolute pleasure to shoot on a day like this with a gun like this, and this is what I want to do with this little series that we've been putting together for you guys, is to showcase some of the absolute best of British. So we've had a couple of drives already today. We've just stopped for a sausage roll. It's been an amazing day already. I've had a couple of shots with this gun. It has not disappointed. Shot some incredible birds. Next couple of drives, we're going to move on to them in a second. So hope you're enjoying it, and let's see how the rest of the day goes. So we've just had a lovely walk to the peg on this third drive. Nice little sausage roll, bit of a photo shoot, as seems to be the way that we do a lot of these things. Third drive, the backdrop of exceptional North Wales. You can't really expect better than this. Unfortunately, the weather's just kicked round again, and the rain, as you can see, is starting to come across. But third drive, it's not what I expected for this place, actually, if I'm honest. I thought it'd be more lowland, more farmland, whereas this is as good as you're going to get anywhere. The topography is absolutely insane. Shot. Tell you what, we want to be stood down there. What's this? 6 shots. 6 shots, 3 birds. Absolutely perfect. God, it's wet though. But yeah, 1 or 2 birds on a drive like this on what is a 100 bird day. You can have 6 shots per drive, shoot 2 or 3 birds. Absolutely brilliant. So get these put away, get this little beauty put back in his case, and go and pick up some birds. Looking forward to it. I should probably go and get some from Tom actually, because he's got quite a few. Well, this is wet. Vertical rain with an excessively beautiful background from what we can see. Peg number 4 in the Welsh mountains. So this is the 4th drive, possibly the last drive of the day, and again we must be a couple of 100 metres up from the base of the valley floor down there. I'm on a good peg actually. I'm on peg number 4. These are going to be straight driven partridge, possibly a few more pheasants. As with all these sort of days, I can't emphasise this enough, it's an absolute pleasure to be out shooting in general, no matter where we are. It's an absolute pleasure to be out shooting. There's so many people who don't get the chance to do this, aren't able to do this. This is right on time, as ever. Got some shooting now, guys. Look at those partridge, mate. Oh, good shot. So you can see what's happening now is you've got one guy's flagging over here, the rest of the team are over that side, and they're literally tapping on the flags, not making much noise, really trying to trickle the birds out over this line. So there's been a lot that have just gone over that way. So what they're doing now is they're walking this side up to try and push more birds over our way. It's quite a strategic sort of thing, this beating. It looks like all they're doing is just hammering away and waving flags, but one of those people does one thing wrong and all of the birds are going to spill out one side. So they've actually done it really, really well. The guys over that side haven't had as much shooting as we have, so they've just dumped a load of birds over them, and they've got some really good ones there. Some really good cocks and hens are still going up. Really high pheasant that's just gone over there. So it's quite good. It's impressive to see it from this side. Quick. So that's the end of the 4th drive. I believe, because I don't think as many birds have come down as the keeper wanted, we might be doing a 5th, fingers crossed. But we have just seen a lot of pheasants, a lot of partridge in not the best weather, but as you can see, they came over very, very well. Unfortunately, I think they came over 2 guns rather than a bit more spread out down the line. But again, it's not a bad showing of birds at all, especially for this weather, but hopefully we'll get a couple more shots with a little gun before we go home. So I think, yeah, back to a shed, move around a bit, down the bottom, we'll see where we go. Soaking. It's going to help this guy pick up some birds. I think we shot 2 there. Well, what a change the last 15 minutes. We've come out of the valley. We're now stood along this like farm track and the sun's come out. Blue skies, bright sunshine. We're all finally starting to dry off a little bit, but this will be the last drive of the day. We've got a big forestry plantation in front of us. Lots of pheasants moving already. We're going to try and get a couple more. That anticipation when you can hear the birds coming, you can't see them. We don't have much window of opportunity either. Oh, they're all just turning that way. So that's the end of a wonderful shoot, Corwen, North Wales. We've been really lucky, to be fair. The weather's been a bit off, but as a final drive, that was amazing. We got some great high birds coming over us there, and again with the 410s and 28 bores, a real challenge of a day. But no, it's been great. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've liked to see the 410s shooting. There'll be more of this hopefully, and join us again soon on the shooting show. Thank you very much.
Hello and welcome to the shooting show. This week we're going to be having a look at the new Alpex scope from HIK Micro. Well, this is the latest offering from HIK Micro. This is the Alpex scope. This is a night vision scope. It's very similar features to the Pulsar C50 and also the infrared TD50. A very nicely made scope, as you can see. Basic 3-button controls on the eyepiece there. You've got your power button, your recording button and your menu button. You've also got another button on the side here which is a push dial, as well as the dial to select the menu functions. This also does the zoom feature on the scope, and focus is on the front objective lens. It also incorporates a lens cover which folds back out the way there. This scope gives you a colour image during the day, and then you swap over to the black and white night vision image. It uses standard 30mm scope mounts. Here we're using it with a one-piece sports match mount. The unit's powered by an internal battery which you recharge via a port on the side here. HIK have also incorporated a little attachment there to stop you losing your scope cap, which is a nice feature, having lost one or two on test scopes in the past. You also have on the top here the facility to run this on an additional battery as well. So you can buy a couple of rechargeable batteries online which you can drop in there. So that's a quick rundown of the basics of the scope. I've got a target down here at 50 yards, so let's see if we can put some shots on target. Okay, right, well, I've got that pretty much zeroed at 50 metres, so move back to 100, and then what I'll do is I'll zero it for about an inch high at 100. Right, so that is zeroed for 100 metres, bang on, it's shooting lovely. Got it mounted there on a Mauser M12, which incidentally is a very nice and very accurate rifle. Top that off with a T12 Scout moderator on there as well, an MAE moderator. So yeah, all in all, I think we're ready to go and find a fox. So I'm back out on the field where I zeroed this rifle earlier, and there was something that caught my eye just after I'd finished zeroing. I was walking back across the field, and that was this. So I don't know if you can see this with the fading light, but that is a wild boar track. You see you've got two distinct slots like a deer, and then behind on each one there's two little dim pits, which are the sort of like the dew claw type things on the back of a pig's foot. So I thought I'd have a little look up here first this evening and just see if I bumped into a deer or a boar, but it's got a little bit dark now for deer. Well, actually it's almost completely dark now, but yeah, we might be lucky and bump into a boar. So that'd be interesting to have a little look at that. But yeah, so we've got the Alpex here all nicely zeroed on the rifle, so we'll have a little wander, I think, down to the other wood behind me and just sort of have a little walk around these 2 or 3 fields just here and just see if there's any foxes about. So let's go and have a wander. Now, one thing I will just quickly show you before it gets too much darker is just how good this Alpex scope is. Alright, so you can see how dark it is at the moment. So that is literally just looking through the back of the scope. And now we've got no IR or anything, obviously. It's in day mode, and as you can see, you've still got a good, amazingly good actually, colour image. Now if I just bring the camera away from the back of the scope, you can see exactly how dark that is. So I reckon that is pretty damn impressive, to be honest. That tree line's about 100 and probably about 120, 130 yards away. Now the other thing I'm using this evening is the pulsar mergers, the thermal binos, and again, these are nice and clear. So yeah, these are really nice too, and having that laser rangefinder, as I said before, with the accolades, and that is a brilliant advantage. The other thing that's quite nice about these is there's a little sensor just behind the eyepiece, just in here, and when you bring that up to your eyes, it turns the unit on and off. So at the moment, I don't know if you can see that, but that's just gone off, and if I put my finger there over the sensor, sorry, it comes back on. So the idea being that when you bring it up to your eyes, it comes on, and when you have it dangling around your neck like that, and there it goes off, so you don't get any light shining up onto your face and onto your chest, which is something that I've always been a bit aware of, and obviously it saves a little bit of battery life too. So this evening I'm using one of the PBIR mini illuminators, and that's held on there with one of the Wicked Light adjustable mounts. Well, that was pretty cool to see. There was a few fallow out in the field there. I spotted a doe first, and then I just walked around the trees, and there out in the field there was a load of does and a pretty reasonable buck as well actually. They're probably about, I would have thought about 100 yards. I didn't actually range them, but I thought they were about 100 yards, maybe a tad further. But yeah, I mean they look really clear through the scope. I don't know what the footage will come out like. Hopefully it'll show it in a good light, because through the scope there it looked really sharp, even on the higher mag. So yeah, but it's good to see though. It's nice to see there's a half decent buck on this bit of ground. So right, we'll keep wandering around and see if we can find a fox. I was pretty lucky to get that fox. That was he was only close. He was just there, so he's probably about 40 yards up in front of me. But he came out in the corner of the field. I could see him through the mergers, sorry. So that's probably 100 odd yards up there, and he came out there. But we got such a load of mist in that laying just up across the sort of the ground on this field, and it just drifted into that corner. So I gave him a squeak, and I could see him in the thermal coming in, and then I just about made his eyes out as he came in through the scope and drew him in a little bit closer, just enough so I could make out the body. And then yeah, 243, giving quite the tickle. So yeah, walk over and have a look, see if it was a dog or a vixen. But yeah, it certainly wasn't much of a test for the rifle, and certainly wasn't a very good test for the scope, because it was just so foggy you couldn't see anything, and of course the IR just bounces straight back, which is one of the downsides to night vision over thermal. Thermal just cuts through it. But I can see it's only about 40 yards, so we'll walk down and just pick that up. Good, one down. So surprisingly, being that that's 243 at very close range, it's done very little damage. It's obviously done a lot more damage inside, but there's just a tiny little entrance hole just in the front of the chest there. It doesn't appear to have exited, so that ballistic tip was a normal ballistic tip. It's just done the business inside. Good, well, one little fox down. So there's a couple of roe in this field, a buck and a doe. And she looks to be a pretty decent buck as well. And he's about 80 yards. So I'll just record a bit of footage. Right, well I've had a good look around this evening around this farm. We managed to knock one fox over, and we've seen quite a lot of deer, seen some nice bucks, actually seen 2 or 3 good fallow and roe bucks and stuff, so that's always reassuring. It's nice to see them on the ground. There's quite a lot of mist in that laying over these fields low, which has made it a bit difficult to sort of view a lot of stuff, but hopefully you've been able to get a sort of good look at what the scope's capable of. I'd like to have got a nice fox, just classic sort of 100 yards milling around out in the middle of the field, but it just didn't happen tonight, but I'm sure it'll be on a video pretty soon. Thanks for watching.
If you aren't a member of Basque, it's time to join now. Basque, looking after your sport, looking after you.